What inspired the idea was when I first originally started writing my book, I envisioned it where I get all sorts of clientele that come in my chair, and I get to hear the most amazing stories from every individual person. And I feel like, you know, I interview people every day, all day, every 30 minutes. So the idea came about of being able to interview the everyday people of everyday life, and just finding the ordinary, beautiful people and finding out what they're unique and special in, because we're all special and we're all talented in something. I got Nolan Rucker over here, the Rucker
sir.
Group, right?
How long we known each other? 15 years now?
15 years.
Love that.
God, that's a long time, huh?
I was a little guy coming here
Right.
when you were a half of this size at least.
For sure. That was definitely half the size.
We'd roll in on our scooters.
I totally remember that. Totally remember that. So Nolan, what kind of haircut we're doing today?
Let's do skin fade with
Alright.
maybe finger length scissors on top.
Okay.
The usual.
The usual. Alright. So Nolan, let us know what you do. Let us know a little bit about yourself. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm 26. Been in real estate about 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
Grew up in Greyhawk. That's where we're at right now.
Love it.
Work with my dad and my team. We're the Rucker Group. It's about 4 agents. We have a bunch of back-end teammates too, but the company's about, say, 500 agents now in Arizona.
Wow. Nice. You guys specialize in a specific thing though, right? You guys have like what, a 72-hour?
Yeah, 72-hour. Anybody who lives in Arizona probably seen our commercials. We're everywhere right now. Anybody who watches cable, watches the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
We recently are a Cardinal sponsor now.
Nice.
So we're on buses, billboards, radio. Spend about 1.7 million a month on advertising.
I totally believe it.
Yeah,
Advertising
it's crazy.
is key, dude. That's the one thing I always tell people. It's like, dude, you don't advertise enough, you're a nobody.
Yeah, that's exactly what our CEO,
Says.
my mentor too, same thing. That's been his whole career. His best friend was actually Earnhardt
Uh-huh.
for the Ford dealership.
Yeah.
And his number one saying was, if you got 25 cents left to your name, spend it on marketing.
Yeah. I do mean that's one thing me and my mom always argue about.
Yeah.
She's like, you're a fucking idiot. That's what she tells me. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You're always spending your money on marketing. You know what I mean?
Got it, dude. Gotta leverage it.
I was like, I'm leveraging. I was like, what else am I gonna do? Order it? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? For one day for the
Save it for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I grew up in a. Dude, if you think about it, like I grew up in a country where financing and money was changed as fast as dinner was like on the table. It's
crazy,
like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy to think about.
So it's like why would I hoard my money in a sense if not like why not invest it?
Yeah. There's a fine line. You always gotta have some kind of backbone in case of emergency. But I mean,
For
we're
sure.
both young.
Totally.
Anybody under, I'd say 40 or 50. I like to take educated risks.
For sure.
And real estate's probably one of the smartest investments you can make long term. I mean, obviously there's other get rich quick ways that are higher risk, but real estate, in my opinion, is the safest.
For sure. I've actually looked at I've talked to and I've been a business owner for 11 years now.
At least, yeah.
You know, and the one thing I constantly hear, the ones that do well off are the ones that the people that are just doing better than the most majority are usually the ones that own some kind of real estate property.
Yeah,
Either commercial or actual real estate.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. That's
So-
my goal. I mean, I'm 26 now, so I'm still pretty young, but the goal is to get one property a year
Okay.
and just hold on to it. I use it as long-term rentals, so I don't really necessarily look to make money
In the beginning.
at the beginning, but I just have somebody else pay my mortgage.
I always say, even if you're making 20% in the beginning,
Yeah,
that's great.
even if you're just breaking even, it's great.
That's
You know,
true.
better than sitting in the bank.
That's true. That's true because you're kind of accumulating wealth
Exactly.
as it's going on as well. I totally get that. I totally agree with you. If you were to go back and change one thing, what would you change?
I'd probably start earlier, even though I still started young. I
Okay.
mean, I've learned probably 10 years of real estate in the last 3 years. if I would have started when I was 18, because I started when I was 23, 22. If I would have started when I was 18, I can't imagine where I'd be now, but you can't look at it that way.
That's true.
That's the only thing I would change, though.
Okay. What would you do before this?
So I was in school for physical therapy, so like kinesiology, physical therapy, all that kind of stuff. And then it was just, I mean, I'm not big into debt, so I was paying for schooling out of my pocket,
For sure.
which is expensive. You know how that goes.
I do. I paid for school myself.
Yeah, and I was at a community college, which was cheaper, but still I wasn't really getting anywhere. And I did the math and the timing, because I put a lot of emphasis on how much my time is worth. It was going to take me at least another 5-10 years to get to where I wanted to be. So I'm like, hey, I'll get my license just to have it and see where that goes, because I got the experience with my dad.
For sure.
I know how to get into the business, and it was like perfect timing right when the market started taking off. And I haven't looked back.
I know you helped me sell my house.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I remember.
Yep.
I remember we're like, yo, like, how are we gonna do this? You know what I mean? And
Yeah, had the whole game plan and it worked out.
I did. You want to tell like the story of like how, you know, like the process of how I was able to sell my house? Yeah, because I know you had a funny experience with my ex-wife.
Dude, so I've probably sold close to 300 homes now, and every single one is completely different.
Oh, I believe
Yours
that.
was actually not as bad as you would imagine. It's probably to you it felt stressful. I mean, you're selling the biggest asset of your life, but
For sure.
yeah, there's always funny stories. I mean, what story were you thinking about?
Well, the one where the appraisal came by.
Yeah, so-
Appraised the house.
So in real estate, once you get past the inspection, the house has to be appraised unless it's a cash offer. And the appraisal, ever since the market crashed in '08, the appraiser is a third-party company. So neither the buyer nor the seller hires this person. So it's kind of intimidating because they basically have control of the whole transaction. If they say, no, this house is worth less than what you guys paid for it, it could blow up the whole transaction.
That's true.
So I kind of coach all my clients, and I was coaching your wife, like, you got to be on this person's good side, stay out of the way, maybe offer them a water, and just answer any questions they have. So if I think I can remember correctly, I think he was there, and she like dropped something,
Yo.
and she went to pick it up, and her dress split open.
Yo.
Right?
That's right.
And the guy was like blushing. He loved it. He loved it. And realistically, your house should have appraised lower than we sold it for, because it was the highest comp on the street,
It was.
and it came back full price.
I was
Suspiciously.
I was astonished. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe that's the reason why.
For sure. What's crazy is like I look back at it now. It's like dude, the house that I sold is worth like $800,000 now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, I sold it for what, like $675,
Yeah.
and I'm still like,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the number one question I get is like, when's this market gonna crash, right?
yeah.
And the real answer is like, I mean, I meet with professionals every day, the top brokers, the top lenders, the top title companies. You talk to 100 people, 50 people will say it's going to keep going, 50 would say it's going to crash tomorrow. So realistically, nobody really has the magic ball to know when it's exactly going to happen. I mean, if you look back in the last 20 years, the market's really pulled back twice significantly. The first one was in '01 when the Twin Towers happened.
True.
Who would have known that's going to happen? The second one was in '08 when it crashed overnight because of those big banks. Nobody saw that coming either.
True.
So I mean, you can use statistics and facts and kind of gauge it, but I mean, I sold one of my properties when the coronavirus hit. Who would have thought we'd make it through that?
That's true.
And now we're at all-time highs.
Because I remember, like, I was trying to sell my house originally. When I put the market on the house, it
Yeah.
during the corona, like when it first started.
Yeah, everyone thought we were about to crash.
And everybody was like too scared to even go to look at houses and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And there were people trying to offer virtual tours and stuff.
There
like
was
that.
2 weeks in a row where we had like probably 4 open houses, and not one person showed up.
Yeah.
And my dad, because my dad's been through all the crashes, he's like, this feels exactly like right before a crash. And that's pretty much the reason I sold one of my properties. And right as I sold it, skyrocketed. I mean, we haven't slowed down since. It's slowing down a little bit right now, but nothing significant. What's it right now? The middle of November,
It is.
2021.
Yo.
If I had to make a prediction, I'd say if anything were gonna happen, it'd be at the first quarter of next year.
For the next year, okay.
Because the foreclosures are already starting to happen. Interest rates are going up. Those are usually the initial signs of when buyers pull back. But I mean, it all comes down to supply and demand. If there's 10 buyers for every one home that's on the market, there's no reason prices are going to go down.
So I do see a lot of people. I feel like there's a lot of investors in Arizona that are just like popping up houses.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
a lot of investors, a lot of California buyers coming over from California, East Coast. Yeah, ton. Washington, Oregon.
Detroit,
Yeah.
Chicago, New York.
And they're typically cash buyers or 1031.
Well, yeah, because like in you know those bigger cities, the houses are just you're getting for the kind of house that you're getting here and there is like say like a $1 million house in New York, right?
Yeah.
Would be a mansion here.
Let's buy one, get one here.
Yeah,
Get one, get one free.
For sure.
You just don't have the beach yet.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's that might be changing soon.
Yeah, we'll see. It's pretty crazy.
I know. So looks like you're not thinking about getting out of the real estate market.
No, we've made some big growth over these last 3 years. Obviously, thanks to the market, but with the company I'm in right now, even if there was a pullback, they're so innovative with everything that we'll potentially be even busier if the market starts to slide backwards.
You guys think you guys end up buying the properties yourselves by the end of it, like
just depends. When you buy a property as a wholesaler or an investor, you typically need a deal to make your own spread. So we always educate our clients like, hey, we could put this money in your pocket, but if they're desperate and they just want to get out, obviously we'll offer them a cash offer, which is usually 15-20% lower than market value, but depending on their situation, if they need the money tomorrow, then it's a win-win for everybody.
That's true.
It's more risk for us depending on market conditions, but
well, bro, in Miami, like I'm not gonna lie, like when I just moved to Miami, the commission splits in Miami are like about 12-15%.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So the owner doesn't even see that.
Yeah.
15%.
Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much charge whatever you want with commission. The thing I always tell everybody is the only thing you should be focused on is what you walk away with at the end of the day.
Sure.
Because I would pay someone 50% if I walk away with the number I'm trying to reach, you know. And then there's companies out there that will charge 1%, and you end up walking away with 20% less. Did you really save money?
True.
Difference between saving money and making money.
I totally agree.
And that's pretty much everything in life. Pay for what you get, right?
That's true. I remember when I brought you on board.
Yeah.
My ex-wife was like, "He's so young. Like, how are you gonna trust him to sell our house?"
Story of my life. Yeah.
Like, it's like, no, I was serious. I was like, you know what? I trust him. I was like, I believe him. I was like, I know, like, he can do. You know what I mean? And I'm usually a good like I have good.
You got a good sense, right?
Of character. You know what I mean?
The thing with it too is everything is done online now, whether we like it or not.
It's true.
And these dinosaur agents. Sorry if any of them were watching this.
It's okay.
I mean, I know a lot of them that have adapted. You have to learn to adapt, but everything is online. People buy homes without even seeing them these days.
I know.
So the better marketing you do and how many people you can get in front of online, that's the key. And that's where I live in that age. I'm a millennial. I know how all that works. So that's a huge benefit. Obviously, having an experienced team on my back end to help me with whatever I need help with is just a benefit on top.
So I see, you know, you are a millennial. Mm-hmm. What do you think of the whole concept of the metaverse?
I love it.
Like,
I think it's crazy.
Well, you've heard of the whole concept of buying like digital property, right?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, that property just sold for $900,000.
Yes. What do you think about
that? Become a realtor in that. I mean, it's just the same thing as just things change. Either we like it or not. It's either you hate it, or you evolve and learn how to maximize your skills in that new atmosphere.
That's very true. Yeah,
look at crypto now, dude.
Oh my god,
that was a joke in the last 10 years.
I remember when crypto first came out, right?
Yeah.
When crypto first came out, I remember me and my buddy were talking about. He's like, "Dude, you should charge haircuts as cryptos," and it was like $1 at a time, right? And I was like, bro, who has crypto?
Yeah.
I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, and now looking at it, I was like,
it's a scam. It came off as a scam at first.
It was like, now looking back at it, I was like, man, what an idiot I am.
Yeah.
I was like, or the guy that sold pizza.
Yeah.
Like for crypto, like
got like 13 bitcoins. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all you need in a sense.
It's crazy, dude.
It's nuts.
I like to gauge everything by risk to reward. You know what I mean?
So you get the whole NFT concept a little bit?
I got like 5 NFTs.
Okay. So, what do you think of like real estate and NFTs collapsing together in a sense? Because
I love it.
Because in a sense, it's like the way I look at it, because like digital property, right? You have digital property, and then you have physical property, and then you have like verifications of the actual like transactions of who owns it, and what's been done, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So, any takes on it?
The way I see it is, so let's compare it to before even cell phones were invented.
Yep.
People had to hang out and have the people that were in these people's lives were the people you knew on your street, right?
That's true.
Who could walk over or potentially even drive over to your house.
Yes.
Now that we have social media and everything, we can talk to people in different countries.
It's true.
So think about it that way. People have parties and gatherings and get-togethers with people who are local, right?
Yes.
Imagine having a house party virtually
And
with 100 people who are just like you but all over the world.
True.
That's what people are going to start doing. And even though it seems crazy,
No, I totally.
that's how I saw a couple videos talking about that, and it makes sense, you
It
know?
does. Like totally.
It's just a bunch, everything's just based off communities.
It
You go on Discord, you buy NFTs, it's all community based.
Totally.
Facebook groups, people who have like mental health problems, they join a Facebook group. People that are recovering from drugs, you join a Facebook group. People want to be with people like them. They don't want to force a relationship with their neighbors.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's how I see it going.
I totally.
Could take a while, but I mean, imagine putting on a virtual goggles and going to a party at your virtual home.
Yeah. Like I mean, to be honest with you, I was even thinking about like taking like floor plans that already exist that people are already taking like 3D images of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? And uploading those as NFT files.
It's not a bad idea.
Like, you know what I mean? Because in the end, like people are gonna want to buy specific space to update their properties.
There's so much. I like lose sleep over thinking about how much potential there is. It's so early too. This is like before the .com days. Like how many people made millions over that .com. Yeah.
That's so true.
I remember,
Even now they're still making. You know, now they have like .net, .tv,
yeah.
God, there's so many dots now.
Yeah, I know. My dad, one of my stories my dad always tells me is somebody approached him when he was probably early 20s, late teens, and told him to take his next couple paychecks and put it all into the Apple stock before anybody knew what Apple was. And he's like, I'm not going to invest in some stock named after a fruit. So he never did. He never did his research, never did it. And even though it's risky at the time because you've never heard of it, like what's the risk to reward? I'd rather risk whatever you can at the moment for it to potentially, if it goes to zero, I mean that's on you. But that's the risk you take. You know, you don't invest more than you're willing to lose. If that goes to millions, I'm not missing that bus.
That's true. So what NFTs did you buy?
So I got a buddy, one of my best friends right now. He plays with the Blue Jays. He's got a pretty big sphere, and all those celebrities and athletes right now, they're huge in NFTs. So he's got a lot of, I wouldn't say insider information, but insider knowledge. So he got me into, I got one Lazy Lion, which is ranked number 9 in the world.
Okay.
I got a humanoid. Those ones are pretty cool. I got a fat ape, which you see what's happening to Bored Apes. Those are blowing up.
Yo.
So Fat Ape is kind of similar, just more affordable. Then I have 2 rare ghosts. They're called rare ghosts. RGC Rare Ghost Club.
I'm trying to create my own NFTs right now. I want to call them. I want to call them infantry.
Love that.
And there's a specific spelling to it too. So
Yeah?
it's not really spelled infantry.
Okay.
It's spelled it's like NFT.
Oh, like with NFT in it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Almost like that. You know what I mean?
That's sweet.
And I'm also creating my own images right now for them. But I'm trying to figure out the utilities behind it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of art that's being sold that's just kind of like sold and there's no utilities behind it.
Yeah.
And then there's like a whole bunch of art that there's like there's utilities behind the NFTs.
Yeah.
Like what's his name was saying, Gary Vee, and
He's big on NFTs.
He's got like a few like NFTs that he's creating himself where if you purchase this specific NFT you get to have like him on your show for like X amount of times, or
hang out with them for the day.
or go shop, go garage hunting with him, or whatever. You know what I mean? The shit that he does. So I'm trying to figure out like what can I do that's creative with the stuff that I'm creating. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it just makes my head spin thinking of all the potential it has.
That's
The
true.
thing I'm big on is I try to stay in my lane with what I'm good at, so I don't put too much time researching it. I just trust the people that I know are doing well in that
space.
because I just like focusing on real estate because that's what I'm good at.
Mhm.
And if I can provide those people real estate value, they'll provide me NFT value.
Sure.
So I pretty much just listen to everything my buddy Kevin says.
I totally get it.
He hasn't
Steered you wrong.
steered me wrong yet.
That's good. I got a buddy like that too.
It's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just grow your sphere.
It's true. And it's true what they say. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know.
It really is.
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
about what you know.
Yeah.
You can be the smartest guy in the room, but in the end, if you don't know, like, if you don't have good relationships with people, like you're the dumbest guy in the room.
Yeah. It's like you cut Christian's hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super smart when it comes to all that crypto, NFT stuff.
I know.
That's a good person to have in your sphere.
That's true.
I think he teaches a ton of people worldwide.
He does. I think he has over like 100,000 students or something.
Yeah,
Like
it's nuts. Yeah, I'm in a group chat with all those guys, and I mean, there's just crazy like articles that we see almost daily. You see Staples Center?
that. No.
Staples Center in LA, right?
Yeah.
They just changed their name to Crypto.com Arena.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they got bought out 700 million yesterday. Crypto.com Arena.
Damn. Get out of here.
I mean,
That's crazy. That's huge.
that's not just some random arena. That's Staples Center.
Yeah.
You know?
That's nuts. Alright, just get you a nice warm towel. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
It's a good question.
You know?
The goal is one property a month or a year.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully
I
one
wanna,
property a month.
yeah, that'd be a lot.
Afterwards. That'd be a nice
If
goal.
crypto keeps going,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My goal is to, because we're in Greyhawk right now, and I grew up in Greyhawk, and my
Yep.
dad ran a huge brokerage before the market crashed in Greyhawk.
Okay.
So my goal is to keep growing the Rucker Group and expand it. I mean, we all know Greyhawk like the back of our hand. We've sold hundreds of homes in here.
You probably
So
know
the
all
goal is to kind of live his legacy, the Rucker Group legacy. Have him retire. I take over the company in a couple years, and just build a unstoppable team. Just help as many families as we can.
for sure.
And it's already coming true,
Totally.
just slowly but surely.
There's a road to constant development happening
Yeah.
here. And
It's just consistency. I mean, we're getting better. We just keep our heads down and try to improve every month. And you don't really, when you're doing that, you don't really see the growth until you look back. You know,
true.
like every month feels the same. I'm just working my ass off, and then I look back 6 months. I'm like, whoa,
Think about it. Like, imagine when I first met you, rolling up on a scooter.
dude. Even
where
look at
you are
you.
right now.
I know, right? Even you're in here every single time I stop by. You're in here. You work so much, and then like it's grown. The size of it's grown.
It has. I'm always evolving it,
Yeah.
changing it, shifting it.
This
It's like-
location can't get better. You know.
To be honest with you, I actually got lucky with this location. It's really fun. It's really funny because
Yeah.
originally I was supposed to go like down more South Scottsdale,
Okay.
and then the property owners were like, "Whoa, there's a contract there that we can't break, and
Yeah.
they have exclusivity.
Mhm.
We have another property up north." And I was like, "I'll check it out."
And this
like,
was kind of like a ghost town,
this
huh?
was a ghost town.
Yeah.
There was like no shops like good miles away.
Damn.
And I was like, no, this is a perfect spot to like grow into kind of thing.
Potential, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of how I looked at it, and I'm kind of happy I did, and I'm happy I stepped through it too.
There's a lot of money up in North Scottsdale. It's becoming one of the most high demand cities like in the country.
For sure.
This is like the new Hollywood. Like you've seen Silverleaf. I sell homes in Silverleaf. You can't. The baseline home in there is like a townhome for $2 million,
Yeah.
and people just will buy in there just to say they live in there. Yeah, that's where you want to work around.
That's true. If you, I'm gonna ask you one question, right? So let's say if they were gonna try to locate you and find you, how would they find you specifically? What kind of like socials? What kind of content can you give them to find you to help you kind of?
I'd mainly search the Rucker Group as our whole team. I mean, I have my own personal Instagram, just my name, Nolan Rucker. We have Facebook. We're pretty big on Facebook. We use all the smaller ones too, but those are our main ones.
Okay.
We're gonna start doing more videos and stuff like you're doing, but I'd say contact me through one of those, or you can just drop my info on the video, and I'm always available. I'm always on my phone 24/7. So
No, I'm definitely gonna do that for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you write your information down, and I'm gonna drop it down in the video. Do you have any questions?
me?
So you're acquiring a house every year. You're making all this money, right? When you pass, you can't take everything.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you would want to leave behind in this world?
Like money wise, or just like
Either money or
impact?
assets, let's say. What would you want to leave behind?
What do you want to leave behind to the world when you go?
I think the biggest thing is helping, like changing people's lives. Like I tell people this all the time. I sell a lot of homes, but my favorite ones are when I'm like helping some older family in Sun City who have lived in the home for 20 years, all their memories, and I sell their home for a high amount where it puts life-changing money in their pocket. They literally, I have people crying in my arms, hugging me, because that's their retirement right there. They have their 401k and whatever they have in their savings, they sell their home and make an extra 200k. They can do whatever they want the rest of their lives.
At least that's what they think. 200K doesn't go
Yeah,
far.
well, when you're older, it can. But yeah, I think that's the best part of it. So the more families I can help,
The better.
and that they know, yeah, I mean, that's what life's all about, is how much people you
How
can
many
change,
people
how many
you
people
impact.
you can impact. Yeah,
Totally agree.
we make a lot of money to use that money to help
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how you leave a legacy, in my opinion.
I love it. Nolan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
your
sir.
presence today.
Always,
I know
bro.
you're a busy guy. I know I had to get you out of here.
Back to work.
Back to work and stuff
Looks
like
good,
that.
dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for watching Fabulous Reality, and I hope you guys stay tuned for the next episode.
What you been about? All that time we spent apart, they got me healing now. Yeah, if I think about it, I just write it down. Fuck their thoughts, man, that shit'll never